Hi, in this video we're going to represent unrelated odd numbers or unrelated even numbers. So in this particular case we want to represent algebraically any possible unrelated two odd numbers. Now we saw previously how to represent consecutive odd numbers. Let's say we had 7 as an odd number. To get the next odd number we would just add 2 to it and that will give you 9, the next odd number, right? And we saw that to represent any possible odd number, we could do it as, say, for example, 2n plus 1, where n represents any possible whole number. And the reason is that 2 times any whole number represents an even number. We can get any even number as 2 times something. And then an odd number can be represented as 1 more than any possible even number, right? So we can represent it in general, any possible odd number as 2n plus 1. Now, if we wanted to get the next odd number, we'd add 2 to it to get 2n plus 3. But if you're trying to prove something that says something about 2 odd numbers, but doesn't necessarily say that they're consecutive, then if you were to use 2 consecutive numbers, then your proof wouldn't be general enough because you've only proven it for consecutive odd numbers, not any possible 2 odd numbers. So how do we represent 2 different odd numbers that are not necessarily consecutive? Well, if the first one was 2n plus 1, how do we represent any other possible odd number? Could actually be the same as the 2n plus 1, but it could be different. Well, we just have to use a different variable. So we'd use 2m plus 1 because this represents any possible odd number. This represents any other possible odd number. It could be the same, but it could be different. And there's nothing that necessarily connects these because they involve 2 different variables. N and m can vary separately and therefore we can get 2 possible odd numbers, any possible odd numbers, and they don't have to be related like these 2 are because these ones would have to be consecutive. So let's look at these. 2 unrelated odd numbers, the variables have to be different. So it's not going to be this one because this represents 2 consecutive odd numbers. And then all the others, do they involve different variables? Well, this involves n and n. These are both odd, but they're still connected because you can see that if we were to add 6 to this, we get the other expression. So basically, these represent odd numbers which differ by 6, which doesn't represent any possible odd numbers. They're only odd numbers which differ by 6. That's too restrictive. So it's not going to be that one. But all the others involve 2 different variables, and this represents an odd number, this represents an odd number, just like the examples we had here. So that one's okay. What about this? Well, that one's not okay because 2m represents an even number. 2 times something will be even, and so that doesn't represent any 2 possible odd numbers. And what about the next one? Well, 2 times something is even, plus 2 will still be even, so that one can't be right. So it's just the first option.